between a university and a junior college can often be complicated for high school students. Students must make a certain score in order to be eligible for senior leave. A student's ACT score often becomes a deciding factor. The Mississippi Department of Education is establishing new benchmark laws for the ACT. So why is the state making these new benchmark laws? According to our principal, Dr. Kitchens, the State Department wants every student to be ready for a Mississippi university if they choose to go. Studies have shown that the average composite ACT score for the state of Mississippi is an 18.6, much lower than surrounding states. The state's goal is to have you at your highest level regardless of where you choose to go, said Dr. Kitchens. As you look at the stats for ACT scores around the U.S., it is important that you consider the number of students that contribute to the average score. In general, states that have 100% participation rates in testing tend to have lower averages, whereas states with low participation have higher rates. Only 17 states total have 100% participation rates, and Mississippi is one of them. For example, Nevada has the lowest composite ACT score, which is a 17.8, and Minnesota is standing at the highest with a 21.5. Mississippi is just a little past the lowest composite score with an 18.6. According to PrepScholar.com, the national average ACT score is a 20.8, which is problematic for students because most colleges require around a 23 to even be accepted into a university. The University of Mississippi has an average acceptance score of a 25 and is moderately competitive. For Mississippi State, a 24 is the average score. Although a student can be accepted with these scores, the suggested ACT score for a university is between a 28 and a 29. Southern Miss and Delta State, on the other hand, a 23 and a 26 is the suggested score. The state requires for one free, mandatory in-school ACT test their junior year. Therefore, students are required to take the College and Career Readiness course if they do not achieve the required scores on sections by that time. So keeping this in mind, the Lafayette County School District is starting to offer many new ACT prep classes to help students raise their ACT score. The math department has been offering Sunday sessions to help students raise their ACT score. I spoke with math teacher Ms. Cornelius.
Well, I don't know that I've necessarily helped every student, but we've been offering as a math department Sunday sessions open to all students so that students can come and do a math practice and then immediately go over their answers and get help on that. We've also been offering incentives for students who have 24 or higher on their math part of their ACT. So there are different categories: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And students have their name on the leaderboard, and they also get a reward bracelet. We're hoping that lots of juniors who might already be on this list level up, and some juniors who aren't on this list yet get onto this list after they take that ACT in February. Well, it's obviously only one component of a student's success, but it's one that the colleges definitely weigh very heavily. And there's been many of my former students who have very high ACT scores who kind of bottom out in college because they don't have the study skills and they need to kind of restart after they fail.
Personally, for me, it was just always a dream to go to Ole Miss, but looking back on it, I almost wish I would have just started off in community college, because your employers don't really care about your first two-year degree. A two-year degree from a university is just as good as a two-year degree from a community college. I mean, honestly, some of them would look at that community college degree and say that this person not only is educated, they probably know how to work a little bit too. And if you're looking for a four-year degree or a PhD, master's degree type degree, your first 2 years isn't going to matter as long as you do good wherever you go. And sometimes employers don't even want the top of the class person. They want somebody in the middle of their graduating class because they know that that person went to school and probably had a good time and socialized a lot and has people skills and is also educated. So do what you can. I mean, if you don't feel like you're ready for university, go to junior college. If you want a challenge, go to university for sure. There's no real secret to it, in my opinion. Either you're going to know the material or you're not. Take it as many times as you can until you get the score that you want. It sets you up a whole lot for getting into college and getting scholarships and grants for college also, and even if you need loans, they're going to base a lot of what you can get off loans.
I know it is hard to think about your college career when you're only in 9th grade, but it's very important that you're ready for anything that might come your way.
And there's other students who have kind of average ACT scores who do very well in college because they have great study skills, great work ethic. So it's not the be all end all kind of a number, but it definitely is a predictor of some kinds of future successes in college and beyond. Well, I'm assuming that a lot of students are going to go to college, and without a certain ACT score, you're not going to have scholarship opportunities. And then without a certain ACT score, you're also not going to be qualified to go into college level classes. You'll have to do remediation classes that will not count towards college graduation. If you want to go into any sort of a science or math or engineering technology field, you really have to start with calculus, which is a 200 level class. You can't even get into that class unless you have a 24 on the math part of the ACT.
So I chose a community college first just because I stress out really easily, and I figured that it would be, like I said, an easier transition. So I would definitely say it would be beneficial for anybody, you know, no matter what kind of your grades are, would be to go to community college first, because go into ICC for 2 years is my plan, and then go into Ole Miss for 2 years, and then grad school for 2 years because I want to be a speech pathologist. But so I would say, I mean, just as far as if it's like an economic issue, that it would be smart to, kind of go to community college first. And as far as just kind of taking a step, it probably is a little easier transition and a smaller step just to go to a university, because the teachers really care at community colleges. They try to get to know you personally, and they really want you to succeed. And I know at some universities, when there's so many students, it's kind of hard to focus in on each person. Community colleges are not easier. I just go in here, it depends what your major is. I know all majors are different, but with mine being medical, it's just kind of harder anyways. The time that I did the best was when all the juniors took it at the same time, and I just kind of went in there and I cared, but I didn't over stress about it, and I just tried my best. And I feel like just kind of, prepping yourself as far as time management, so kind of doing some practices in each subject is really beneficial too, because I did that and that helped some too. So just kind of don't stress and just kind of practice.
Juniors, on February 20th, you have one more opportunity to make your ACT scores count. And for the rest of the underclassmen, it's never too late to start practicing and mapping out your college future.